Good morning, Auburn family. Your man Ike Jones here. The morning drop. It is Wednesday, January the 11th. We are here to talk about the offensive line. Avery Jones has joined our team as possibly the center to all of this stuff, man. Let's get into it and talk about it this morning. Y'all know how we do right here, War Report style. Let's drop it on them.
You are now listening to the War Report. Drop.
That is right. We are here Wednesday morning. The morning drop. Your man Ike Jones, B. Will in here. Hopefully, you guys are having a good start to your Wednesday morning. We had a good win in basketball and good news yesterday on the Plains. Another offensive lineman comes down to Auburn to is this guy going to be the centerpiece? Literally, quite literally, play center. Is he going to be the centerpiece of what we got going on? We needed some experience at center. That was really one of the major concerns for me outside of linebacker, was offensive line, and particularly the center having experience at that position, knowing how to understand and call things. But yeah, B. Will, what are your thoughts immediately? How you feeling this morning? First of all, let me not just jump past your feelings.
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I was as shocked as anybody by the news last night that we added yet another offensive lineman. It's, I was trying not to get excited. I'm still trying not to get excited. It's hard not to get excited.
It definitely is difficult not to get excited when you see a lot of movement happening in the transfer portal, specifically at positions of need. I think the offensive line, as everyone knows, just not just from their performance last year, because we can't even judge off of that, but even the guys you saw perform last year, the vast majority of them aren't here anymore. Right. So what were you going to do to get experience? Not necessarily talent, because I don't know what the talent looks like behind the guys who played, but where's the experience? And offensive line is one of those positions where you kind of need some snaps to get in there. The skill position, you can kind of go out there and just make it happen, but you can't just be talented and understand how to block, Georgia's defensive line, who you will see.
Right.
So definitely looking forward to it. But let's talk about this young man in particular. Avery Johnson comes on board with Auburn. I think the thing that was most delicious to me,
Go ahead, talk about it,
was the reaction from Bret Bielema. For those of you who don't know, currently actually, before we get into that, y'all share this, man, because I need more people to get in here so we could talk about this, man. Share the video at the War Report. Hashtag get your weight up. If you're in here watching the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up on the video so we can get our engagement up. If you're watching later, man, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the video, all that sort of stuff, man. But we're going to talk about our guy, Avery Johnson in here. Avery Johnson. Avery Jones coming in here to play center. But the reaction from Bret Bielema, if you don't know, he's an East Carolina center last year.
Avery Jones,
he had committed to transfer to Illinois. Then flipped his commitment after a visit to Auburn. And he was like, oh, y'all real down here. Like, Illinois is cute, but y'all real. And Bret Bielema gets upset and goes on Twitter, and basically, like, there was an article saying that Illinois lost their commitment to Auburn, and he quote tweets it, and he's like, lost? And then he quote tweets another thing saying, basically, college football has changed, hashtag NIL.
He quote tweeted Avery's commitment post.
Hey, that's right, Avery's commitment. That's
directly quoted the recruit's commitment post to Auburn and said, college football has changed, hashtag NIL.
Yeah. So I'd like to say to Bret Bielema the words that I said to Ole Miss fans.
Appropriate. Let's go.
You're broke and you're ugly. You don't get the girl because you're broke. And listen, man, don't get on the internet whining, talking about, man, oh, they pay. Hey, Bret, check it out. You weren't successful in the SEC already one time around. You should know how this goes. We get the good players down here, bro. If we want your girl, we gonna take your girl, and she gonna be our girl. That's how it goes, family. You not even the big dog on your block.
Couldn't
In the
win
Big Ten,
a trash
you not the
Big
big boy
Ten West.
on your block. You think you gonna come to our block and get some work? Hey man, settle down, bruh. Settle down. You broke and you ugly.
Yeah.
You welcome.
And now you whiny too. Even worse. Don't cry about it, man.
Hashtag get your weight up and go cry to your mama. I don't want to hear about it.
Hey.
Anyway.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
The dynamics of realistically, I think about a lot how much the transfer portal has changed college football. It's not that different. It's not that different. It's easier now to put a compensation package in front of a kid and his family and them to see with some hard numbers, a lot of that stuff. And again, we can talk about, well, theoretically, do we know if you grew up and you went to college at a major program that values football and you were on campus in classes around players, then you know. Now you don't have to guess. The unspoken has become the spoken. All right. So now it doesn't have to be all this back channel, under the table, round the back, all these different contacts and methods of, no, it's direct. Hey, come talk to us. We want to show you something. Okay. Hey, what you want to show me? This. Oh, really? Cool. I'll be down here in a week. That's it. That's how the game goes. So if you are an extremely good evaluator, you almost have to be at mid-tier Big Ten programs, which Illinois is. At really mid-tier and lower SEC programs. Vanderbilt's in the same position. To a certain extent, Missouri's in the same position. I think South Carolina was in a similar position, but Beamer's actually doing a good job of filling the coffers with transfer talent. He's scouting the group of fives. So you pull high-end group of fives up, or you find some mid-tier programs in other conferences that aren't as good, and you pull them up as well. As a matter of fact, I think South Carolina there was a really good James Madison player last cycle that he got. It's like James Madison, that's FCS. You know what? Scout, evaluate. And I know it sucks when you feel like you have done that, and then you get a guy that gets pulled. I'm sorry, man. This is the game. This is really like laws of the jungle right now. Do you have it? Yes or no? Why not? Yeah. He could get his knee blown out in 3 months, and all he had to show for it, well, at least I committed to no. Let me take care of my family and my future every day in every way that I can. So this year, could I go to Illinois and play? Yeah, but I could go to Auburn and play and have much more money in my pocket for having done it. This is simple. I'm going to play either way because I'm good, because I've done my work here at East Carolina. I've put up positive numbers, positive grades. I've made an impact. Enough people notice my impact that I now have more value. So I'm going to go to the place that offers me the most because I've done the work to get my value up. Why am I locking myself into a commitment that's not a signing?
At Illinois.
At Illinois. What do you got? I'm Auburn. Auburn's going to be on TV every day. Every week, not the Big Ten network either. They're going to be on ESPN.
They're going to be on the Big Ten network, right?
No, they're going to be on Auburn's going to be on ESPN every day. I'm going to be pushing up against a premier defensive line at Georgia, a premier defensive line at Bama, some premier talent at LSU, some outstanding players still all over the rest of the schedule. Like, I'm going to get scouted easier, more often. When they look at these defensive talents and they say, man, this center's really holding his own. Who is this dude? Easy. I don't have to put together a tape package. You know why? They're going to see me. They're going to see me every week pushing up against premier talent. And if we are even remotely good, they're going to be putting on tape looking for me, and I don't have to get found. Yeah. This is to my advantage. And I get more money in my pocket doing it. What's to think about? What are we talking about?
Clearly, there was nothing to think about because Avery was like, "Hey, so this what y'all doing down here? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be down there in a minute. Don't worry about it."
Yeah. So, sorry, Brett. You know, I'm so
Clearly,
sorry to
whatever
hear
he
it.
was doing from his transfer credit standpoint at ECU is better than what was happening at Coastal Carolina too, because boy ain't had no problem getting his
Nah, none at all.
situation done over here, bro. But
None at all. Well, I love it, man. I don't know why, how and why they're still looking. Like, apparently this staff is like, you committed a month ago. Hey,
you sure about that?
is you happy though?
Is you happy?
I love it, man. They didn't take no for an answer. But again, I think so. One thing that we talked about last episode, and we can bring it up again here. This staff, we seem to have more pool. Is it a combination of the coach, the coffers being full behind the coach, NIL, of course, being something that we have to work with now, and the facility? I don't know what combination of things. This may be a situation where Auburn being Auburn, bigger platform, football a bigger priority, combined with NIL opportunities that weren't available here before this year, are doing most of the lifting. I don't know that they were like, hey, man, our scheme is going to do. It don't matter. I'm coming. I don't know what you can tell an offensive lineman that's a center, scheme-wise, that's going to help him. You a center, man. This is pretty much, your job is the same everywhere. This is all about the opportunity. We are a bigger platform. We are a bigger stage, and we're a better program. So, I'm sorry, Bret Bielema.
Yeah. I feel bad for him. Not because I feel sorry for what happened to him. I feel bad that he feels bad because I really don't care about your feelings. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way. That's one of them like half apologies that people give. I'm sorry that's how you feel.
Yeah.
But I really don't care. But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys for jumping in here this morning, every morning with us here on the Morning Drop. We are going to get into some comments and questions, but we got to let you know that the Morning Drop is sponsored by RogueShop.com. You hear me say this every morning. Hopefully you are going and using code rapport when you go over there to get 10% off of your purchase. RogueShop.com, America's #1 online dispensary. If you're in here trying to comment right now and you can't, it's because you're not a member. We do restrict the Morning Drop to our members in the chat because we want this to be family conversation here in the morning. You can definitely comment on the stuff later. So if you're an Illinois fan and you just happen to cross this video and you want to be mad at me for what I said, feel free to have at it in the comment section once this thing is done. Share it on Twitter when you clip out one portion of it and you say, ah, man, this dude's an idiot. I'm good with that too. Go for it. I am happy for you and all that you have going on in your life. If you are a member and you want to share the membership with someone else, you can do that right now from the live chat. They'll get the first month of membership on you. But we are going to get to the comment section and see what you guys have to say about poor Bret Bielema and our wonderful new center, Avery Jones. Big Gap 78 says, got my morning drop mug. Good morning, bros. Got my morning drop mug. Yeah, that's what's up.
I need mine. I need an exclusive. I need the white outside color inside, but I need the inside color to be navy, man. Come on. How can we make that happen?
I don't know that I get to do that, but I'll see what we could do.
I will pay the extra money.
I'm gonna just get a white mug and then I'm gonna like color the inside myself and I'm gonna just bring it down to Auburn.
That's not what I want. That's not what I asked for, man. God, come on, man.
That's exclusive, bro. You can't get more exclusive than that, man.
Trying to poison me with Sharpie paint. It's all right.
Nah, man. I'm gonna just use regular paint. I'm gonna just drip the inside, then I like dry it off. You know what I'm saying?
That's not the drop I need, man. That's not the I don't need drop of paint. All right, let's keep it pushing.
All right. Dead Tempsy, I see what you did there. Lots of Twitter folks mad we got Avery. There was a bunch of upheaval. There was a bunch of like, I hope we see them in a bowl game next year type of stuff. And man, they dirty down there. You see who they hired as their coach and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I really like sour grapes on the internet.
Listen, man. You know what the morning drop mug is really good for? Wine. Bret Bielema, you can get you a morning drop mug and drink your wine with it. Wine and
oh, that's good.
AU in the USMC says poor old Bret's dilemma. I like what you did right there.
Yeah, dilemma. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, he's out here looking bad out here in these streets, man. Hey, man, you're looking broken ugly right now. I'm just trying to say, sir. Big Gap 78 comes back in. We Debo out your what chain to Bret Bielema. Yeah, man.
What's center? That's good.
You mean my center? Ah, man, Ben Bloodworth. I can't believe we're going to have an O-line after all of these years. Yeah.
I keep thinking about this. So we're already up to 8 signed.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even necessarily done yet. What changed? What changed? Was it that drastic a change? I still feel like there was some point in Gus's tenure where he still had the juice coming off of 2013 and 2014, where he could have recruited extremely well at offensive line. What changed? What was it? What was so drastically different from the first 4 years of Gus's tenure when everybody still thought he was an offensive genius to now? Like, they just said, we want offensive linemen, we're gonna get them, and they were like, I'm getting them. I always thought that this is something that you do. You say, it's such a need, I am going to over recruit this position. I'm going to over compensate for whatever, because I need this position group more than I need anything else. If I am an offensive coach, I gotta have it. What was stopping him from doing this? I don't know, man. It's such an egregious difference between him and Harsin just saying, we'll go with what we got. No, I thought they were good after signing day, early signing. I'm like, okay, we got some freshmen. We got a JUCO. Just one transfer would have been like, great. Dylan Wade coming on from Tulsa because he played under Coach Philip Montgomery. I was like, okay, we got an offensive line. They said, nope, give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. They are leaving no stone unturned, and they are going to find the right mix of bodies up there. And it's really amazing, man. I'm excited.
So, I mean, I have been trying to keep track of the offensive line stuff, and think about this as a potential starting offensive line, potentially, right? Avery Jones, center, right? He's played center. Boom, you plug him in right there at center. Jeremiah Wright at guard. Then you put Dylan Wade at a tackle, Gunnar Britton at the other tackle, and then you kick Isaiah Miller inside to make him the other guard.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 new starters on the offensive line right now.
Mm-hmm.
All 5 of them, though, will have had starting experience and should be able to play day one.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Now you just got to build the depth behind it and hope you don't have a bunch of injuries.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Lee Ann Owen says, I may have used the phrase 4th and Kiffin more than once while in Oxford. You are doing the Lord's work. You are doing the Lord's work. Hopefully people heard you say it and were either chuckling because they were Auburn fans or very upset that you said it to them because they were Ole Miss fans. And congrats to the basketball team for beating Ole Miss so we can continue to heckle Ole Miss fans. I am 100% here for all of that energy. Chris Sanders jumps in. I'm glad we don't have to throw Lou into the fires of the SEC as a true freshman. If Lou beats him out on the depth chart, good, but I'm happy for more bodies. This is, man, the beautiful thing about all of this is we've got our day one starters lined up that allow our freshmen to get acclimated. And if they're that good and they come in and play well, then we've got our potential starters for the future for the next 2 to 3 years too.
Mm-hmm. And because of we've got such experienced guys at you assume Avery Jones at center, you assume like you said, Britton over on one tackle, Dylan Wade over on the other tackle. These guys who are younger know that I don't have to wait 3 years to get in here. I just got to wait 1. I'm gonna get my body right. I'm gonna stand in. Hopefully they're competing and they're getting that number 2 spot. They get to get some spot duty here and there, but they know that it's not far off. They really know that I'm one, slight injury or bump away from getting in here, and I am ready to take it on. And hopefully that keeps them in the house, because that's something we're going to have to be looking at here soon. Everywhere we've recruited very well, you have to keep these players happy. And offensive line, as much as it's a plus to have all these bodies, now you got to keep them engaged enough so they stick around.
Yeah. Brian Hanchard jumps in and says, thanks for the morning drop, guys. Thank you for the super chat, Brian. We appreciate you jumping in here and being a supporter of the War Report. Anytime you guys come in and fellowship with us in the mornings, you don't have to. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with us. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate that.
Next up, we have I Am the King 334 says, can we get a broken ugly hoodie or sweatshirt? I could put broken ugly on something for sure. I gotta think of like, do you want to walk around with a shirt that says broken ugly?
Right. I was just thinking that we gotta it's gotta have the right
I just,
context.
yeah, I don't know how to make that contextual. It's an inside joke
Yeah.
for sure. But like, I just don't know if I want to walk around with nothing that says, broken ugly on it. And people would just be like, well, at least you're honest with yourself. I just don't know what to do with that,
Yeah.
But I have thought about ways in which we could utilize that. But I maybe, I don't know. I'll have to think about a way conceptually that's gonna make sense, because it's got to have a picture like an Ole Miss fan on it or something for it to make sense.
Right.
Or now Bret Bielema, I could put him on there. He'd be the poster child for broken ugly. Next super chat we have here, or next super chat, excuse me, next chat from someone is, any news on Keys, the linebacker from Ole Miss yet? I haven't heard anything on him. He just hit the transfer portal yesterday. If we were to pull him as a linebacker, I just might start to get excited. Just might. That might be that place where I'm just like, okay, I'm officially excited now.
Yeah. So any idea, and I'm asking the chat and also asking you, Ike, what's getting guys into the portal this late in the 45-day window? Because Ole Miss's season was over a long time ago.
That is a very, because it's not as if he was on TCU or Georgia's roster and jumped in the portal this late. I don't know. I don't know what made, maybe the Kiffin rumors of him jumping to the pros, and they was just like, you know what, I'm tired of hearing about this coach potentially getting up out of here, bro. Let me just go, at least let me go find somebody who just got to their job. If I'm gonna have to start over, I want to start over somewhere where I feel like the coach is gonna be there for me. I have no clue.
Right. And that's a good point. I didn't even think about that Kiffin's rumors, if he doesn't decide, if the NFL wheel doesn't stop turning until after the transfer window, well, all right. Well, now the transfer window's closed. Then Kiffin jumps. And now you're sitting here at Ole Miss not knowing who your coach is. And really the only thing that makes Ole Miss attractive is the legacy of offense that Lane Kiffin brings with him and his name recognition. If you don't have that, then you don't know who you're going to play for in January. You don't know who your coach is.
Yeah.
That's just a terrible look. So these kids are in a bad position if they're there and they don't know what's going on.
If Kiffin jumps ship now, I don't know what Ole Miss is going to do. That's going to be an interesting situation. Maybe they go get Cliff Kingsbury. He just lost his job. That was me being petty because he in the NFC West and we just beat him Sunday. So,
y'all, 49ers, man. It's crazy that the 49ers are in the best position they've been in because they have a decent quarterback, but he's also a rook. Like I don't know what to do with y'all.
Yeah, it's crazy. We can actually score points now, and we have a great defense.
Y'all do.
That'll be the time we lose the first game in the playoffs, right? Because the rookie got to lose at some point in time, so he'll lose his first playoff game or something. I guess I don't know. Young KL says, "Do you think the new addition of Brian Battie, with that new addition, Auburn might lose Damari to the transfer portal or Jeremiah Cobb to flip his commitment elsewhere?" Thoughts on that one?
I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because Caddy is the coach. Caddy is the running backs coach. I think 3 deep in a running back room is ideal. So right now you've got Jarquez, you've got Damari Alston, and now you've got Brian Battie. Jeremiah Cobb coming in would be, all right, you're going to get in a game. You're going to get some reps. But did Caddy promise him, hey, you're going to be on the field day one. You're going to be getting, 5 to 10 snaps a game. You're going to get 3-4 handoffs a game. I don't know how he recruited them. All right. I know what you can say is we're going to put guys on the field. Our running backs are going to get some work and you're going to get an opportunity to look outstanding because I know what I'm doing and I have sway in how we do things with the running backs. That's all true. I don't think Battie is going to be anybody who really holds up the chain of succession at running back. I think he's more of a supplemental piece than anything because at 165 or maybe he bulks up to 170 or something, he's not going to be an every down back in the SEC. That's not possible here. But it's not possible. He wouldn't be a productive every down back in the SEC. The thing that made Tank special and Jarquez special is their ability to break tackles, take hits, take contact, run through arms, bounce off guys, keep going. I'm not saying it's impossible at 165, 170. I'm saying it is. I haven't seen a human be that. Maybe Sproles was more quick than anything and able to just dodge guys. So I don't think Batee holds up that line of succession. I think Jeremiah Cobb knows that Jarquez is likely out after the 2023 season. And coming after his freshman year, where he gets a couple of snaps and a couple of touches, he will be primed for that number 2 spot that Jarquez had. If you look at what we did with Jarquez at the number 2 spot, he was still able to shine. So you say, hey, 1 year I'm in the house. I got NIL lined up. We got a great team lined up. I get to be a part of this thing, and then I get to get my time to shine. I don't think it's going to hold up anything, but we will see. Again, I think it's more about recruitment. Who are those recruiters? You have to recruit them, get them to sign, and then you're constantly re-recruiting them with the amount of snaps that you give them, with the NIL opportunities that come their way. I think we've got a really good position coach at running back, so I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, I don't think so either. With the Cobb situation, unless Cobb is hell bent on trying to get into a starting rotation day one, he knew he was coming into a backfield that already had 2 dynamic backs in front of him.
Right.
So the likely scenario was he was going to either redshirt or come in at spot duty. Now it's more likely that he redshirts. But Batee only has a year, so it's not like he's going to be here for multiple years. To your point, Jarquez Hunter could likely go pro after this year. So you only have Damari Austin in front of you now to be the starter next season. Damari Austin on the transfer situation, he seems locked in with Auburn.
Right.
He is the number 2 back in an offense that has traditionally run more, right? Like we don't really know how much we're going to run this season, but we do know that we have dynamic running backs that need to get the ball in their hands, and we do throw the ball to the running backs in this offense. So if he's going to get touches, then I don't see him being discontent with the fact that he is clearly the number 2 going in right now, and Batee's going to come in as a third down specialist / returner, right? So I don't see that being I don't see it being a problem, but I haven't talked to any of these young men. I do think Damari Austin is locked in. Jeremiah Cobb has re-solidified his commitment multiple times. But hey, anything could happen. I just don't see it being a situation right now that we should be concerned about. Appreciate the super chat here from Aaron Finney. He says, Sunshine Pump from Mike G, 12-0, 3 shutouts behind this line and defense. I'm excited for Auburn football again. Listen, I was never not excited for Auburn football. I was disappointed in the product on the field, but maybe I'm just different. I'm built differently, I guess, because I get hope every offseason. Every offseason until I see it.
I'm assuming the best.
Yep. I'm gonna assume we're gonna be amazing or at least competitive, and then I see the product on the field, and that makes me. But like off-season time, I'm just like, all right, cool, let's hit the reset button. But and I'm not even like a super optimistic person in like life. I'm just a realist.
Yeah.
But I'm also not just like not excited for football. Like every offseason, I'm excited. So I'm glad that you guys are finding excitement again. Join me in the excitement space. Steve Bradley jumps in, B Will, because they are seeing the light in reference to Ole Miss guys transferring from out of there. So
So I am not on message boards and in Discord. So tell me, is the rumor that he's coming here? Is he already have a correlation or a connection to Auburn? Is that what's being said, or is it just he jumped in the portal and he just happened to jump in the portal?
Yeah,
because I don't know. Do we have a beat on him already? Is what I'm asking.
No clue. Chris Sanders jumps in and says, loving the roster management this offseason, but looking forward to the years of being lower on the transfer portal rankings and higher on the high school recruiting rankings. Listen, the game has definitely changed. So I don't know. So number one, let me start with, I don't know how they do the transfer rankings. Like, is it just a composite of, like, is it a numbers game like it is in recruiting, where if you have a bunch of transfers, you're going to be higher on that ranking? Or is it about replacing what you lost, right? Is it a quality piece for piece transfer thing? So I am definitely looking forward to the place where we can hopefully sustain what we have in-house and develop that forward. But it's going to be hard to not have transfers out unless you're winning championships. And even with championship rosters, as we saw last year, Bama went to a national championship game, still had transfers out. Georgia won the national championship, still had transfers out. So yeah, I want to be at a place where we have a solid program, whether they're building that through the portal or not. But I don't want to have to always every year not have so many that we have to build in the portal, to your point, like where it's like we got to get, I mean, shoot, how many transfers have we gotten in already? Like 10. 11. So it's not a huge number when you look at the roster is 85 scholarships, right? 10 transfers out of 85 is not like an enormous number. The problem is, I assume with most people's minds, is that a lot of those 10 transfers are people we're looking to contribute day one. And to your point, Chris, you don't want to have transfers be 10 new starters on your team.
Yeah.
And you want to build depth in the transfer portal, not starters. Maybe 1 or 2 starters, but like it should be just like 1 or 2 key pieces, and then the rest of them are guys that you've already had in your rooms.
Right. So, and as much as I hate to give Alabama credit for anything, their 2021 team was more or less what you want to see. You had the quarterback in place. You had a decent defense. Jameson Williams was the absolute difference maker on that team. And I don't know if you want to have to find the key to your offense being great in the transfer portal, because that means that you didn't do a great job with the wide receivers that you got in evaluation and then your signees. But what we hope to do is, to your point, we've got a lot of big pieces, and we're looking for one piece that fills a specific need or takes you over the top in a certain position group. And that's hopefully all you're looking for. We are rebuilding top to bottom on the offensive line. So I understand why we're transferring in as much as we are. We lost a lot at edge. We're thin at edge, thin at interior. We're thin in positions that we hope to not have to be thin in anymore. So we shouldn't have to do it like this anymore, but it's still nice to know that we can.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we're about to get out of here. We appreciate you guys dropping in with us this morning. Again, make sure you guys visit our sponsor, rogueshop.com, using code REPORT to get 10% off your purchase. If you want to jump in the conversation with us next time we go live, which will be Friday morning, make sure you drop in as a member next time so you can join the live chat. Until then, man, you guys go share this video. Leave us a like before you get out of here. We're about to head out. Good morning to everybody once again. And War Eagle, will holler at you tonight on the Midweek Report, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.
Peace.